Hello. Is one permitted to make oatmeal on Shabbat Kodesh? When you make oatmeal, you put the oatmeal in a bowl. On top of that, you spill some hot water and you mix it until it becomes edible and becomes such a thing that would be enjoyable. There's two questions here. One question is a question of lush. You're needing such a thing by making a consistency that's thick. Is that permitted? Even though you mean that it should eventually become thin consistency, but on a process, it becomes thick and then eventually it becomes thin. Is that permitted? Or sasur, you have to do something that right away is diluted to such that it would be thin. Second question is a question of cooking. You're cooking by spilling hot water onto the oatmeal. Both things could be permitted. Chacham Ovadia and also the Or Letzion and also Shabbat Zalman Auerbach say that we don't have to worry over here about the Isur of flush, even though it becomes thick on the process, but since eventually it becomes diluted and thin, and that's what you want, that's your intention, even though in the process it's still not there, therefore such a thing is not a violation because that is the end process of what you really want, that it should be more diluted and more thin. But the Or Letzion says that it's better if you could spill the water on top of it, much water, and instantly, not a little bit at a time or slowly, that it becomes thick on the process. Just try to avoid that. If that's possible, it would be much better. And even if you don't, it's still permitted. Concerning the bishul, the cooking, since it already cooked, the oatmeal is already cooked, it comes cooked, and therefore there's no isur in it. But some say that maybe you should still be concerned that there are vitamins there that weren't cooked, that were added after the cooking process in the company. Therefore, it's much better that one should not spill straight from the urn, let's say, into the oatmeal in the bowl, but rather do it through a second keli. You spill into an empty cup, and then you spill on top of that. That's already irui mikli sheni. Irui mikli sheni from a second cup into the bowl is considered, irui mikli sheni as a din of kli shlishit that doesn't cook anymore, and such a thing is the correct way to do the oatmeal.